Hello and welcome to another video. So in this one we're going to be looking at the incidents of the week again, so we'll get straight into it here. This first one, I thought I'm going to show people crashing, so let's show me. Too wide, I decided to back out, still hit the wall, and here we go, what everyone wants to see. Misjudged the angle and hit both walls at the chicane of death. I thought I'll show that first so I don't feel guilty showing other people hitting it. But next clip now. See, we're on board with the Swiss guy and then this guy with the Coca-Cola livery, Simply Cola, and he ends up going wide there. Then there's contact there. Then this guy tries to go to the inside. Simply Cola gets sandwiched in the middle, touches the Swiss guy onto the grass, who spins out. So I think they're just not the cleverest of driving maybe from some of them, but I don't think really anyone's done anything wrong. I think it's more racing incident. Everyone's been squeezed out and got no space, and Simply Cola guy ends up coming off the best. So here's the Portuguese guy now. See, so he has the small contact there. They go either side of this guy, who I think tries to avoid them both and makes contact. So this guy messes up his right hand corner then and ends up off as well. He then taps that guy coming back on. So a little bit of carnage there. But then this is the Simply Cola guy again, and I think this is naughty in my opinion. You know what you think? See, he just deliberately turns into him. He knows he's there and then he takes him out as well. And I looked back and there was nothing this guy did wrong, and he gets a 3-second penalty for that. But if you look, he moves right then left, so he's already blocked him there. So he knows he's there because he's deliberately blocked him. Then he pushes him off the track to the right there, and then he takes him out. At least he gets a 4-second penalty as well, but I don't know why the other guy got 3 seconds. But now we're on board with the German in the NSX here, and it's lap 1 right at the start of the race. Bit of a silly thing to do that maybe, but the McLaren hasn't given him any space whatsoever, but he's stuck his nose in, and you see it's only his nose. Just back out, go behind him, but you know he hasn't, and the McLaren gets quite lucky there that he goes through him, because I think really both of them would have ended up off there. So now coming to the chicane of death with the McLaren, and he hits the wall on the outside there, and then he clips the inside wall there and spins out, and this would make this guy coming through now happy. There he is, comes through, so that would have made the German happy. But now with the German again, now a different McLaren, gets attacked from behind, but I think that was totally accidental. I think he's overtook him on the inside and just pulled back across him and hit the brake, and I don't think the guy in the McLaren was expecting it. But then watch this from the McLaren here. German's got his nose in again, but it's silly where he's got his nose in. The McLaren tries to give him no room at all. He switches back to the inside, hits him out the way, and then deliberately brake checks him in my opinion. So just not 1 ounce of clever driving here from the German in the NSX at all. So I wouldn't necessarily say he's at fault for the incidents. This one I'd say that's a deliberate brake check in my opinion, but the others, it's just poor driving. Like, he didn't have to be involved in them incidents. So then here, this is the German that was in my race that you saw earlier in the week, took me out twice. You see there, that was lap 1. He deliberately forced that guy out the way. This is late at the end of lap 1, just barges into that guy, pushing him out the way, and gets the penalty, which he deserves. So he then took me out later on, and he took this Italian guy. Me and the Italian were right up at the front, and he took both of us out. So the Italian give him a bit of leeway here. He does brake late, then pull across, but he's going to be a bit annoyed with this German. And then the German deliberately turned left into him. So, and then this one here again, another lap 1, turn 1 incident. So he ends up losing it there. Gets attacked from behind. And that guy tries to stick his nose up the inside for some reason. He ends up on the grass. He loses it on the grass. And then spins out and then struggles to get it back going again. Spins himself around again. I think this is just a case of maybe not being too clever on lap 1 from everyone. So look there, he gets a tap in the back there from the Jagger, which I think is totally accidental. He out-braked himself. Gets a 1 second penalty, which he deserves. So now on board with this orange Viper. You can see the carnage going on in front. He decides to go to the left, no room to the left, makes contact, spins him onto the grass, then pushes him onto the grass, and the carnage all happens. So now we're on the Lambo with the guy from the Ukraine, but watch out for this incident I show, because this looked like an attempted dive bomb and he sort of backed out of it. But then now coming, same lap, coming down to the hairpin here, and watch this, so far back against a car with much better brakes, and just slams into him, takes him out, and still can't get round. And then here we are with him again. Same guy has overtook him, got back in front, and he gets dive bombed yet again. So I feel a bit sorry for that guy there than the TT, because he's been dive bombed by the same guy twice in 2 laps. And then now here he makes a mistake. That guy gets back through. He manages to keep hold of 9th though. But then watch here, he gets a poor run, so he deliberately tries to force the Finnish guy off the track. Then he forces his way back past the Finnish guy, but then obviously ends up off the track, gets a 1-second penalty, and here comes Karma, smash into the wall, spins round, trying to get the car going again, just keeps spinning it, not taking any time whatsoever, and then time for him to disappear into the shadow realm, as Super GT would say. And there it is, rage quit time. So then, now this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So you see they try and go too wide there, he ends up cutting the corner, he hits the wall, so there's 2 in the wall. They both hit that wall, there's a 3rd one in the wall there. So now we'll look from on board with this Apex TT. So you see that guy then ends up cutting the corner because of that contact. He messes up his entry, it's that wall and that wall. So he hits the double wall, then he gets in it from behind. So now we're on board with the French guy further back. He must be watching them, he's not paying attention, he hits the wall. So there's 3 in the wall, the Viper in the wall, 4 in the wall, and here comes the Italian flying past. So now this is on board with the Viper. You see he goes for a little bit of a dive bomb here, gets a 1-second penalty, which I don't think he can argue too much about. I don't think it was necessarily naughty, it was just a little bit of a dive bomb. So then he's watching all this unfold, 2 wide ahead, 1 in the wall, 2 in the wall, 3 in the wall. He then goes into the wall, into the back of the other car. And now the French guy in the Megane. So is he watching all this, not paying attention, he hits the wall on the outside, and then he hits that wall as well. So he's number 5, I think, in the wall now. So I think that's 5 of them all in the same move in the wall. And the Italian here is going to have the best overtake of his life. So here we go, all these guys in the wall here, he brakes to avoid it all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions, all at the chicane of death. So he's laughing, the Italian there. But then this is involving one of the Spaniards, Xavi MG, watch out for him. So the German here goes through them while the ghosted, serving the penalty. So the Spaniard now cuts this corner. He was the guy at the front of that last incident. The German does give him space on the outside, not a lot, but does give him space. Then the Spaniard turns into him. Now he tries to push him off the track. And this is superb driving from the German here. Keeps calm, brakes, doesn't get involved, gets the switch back, takes a position. But then now, later on, same corner, next lap I think it was this, or a couple of laps later. Look, just gives the guy Belgium on the outside no room whatsoever. Then he turns left into him. And then he gets a little bit of karma because he can't get on the right angle and it's the chicane twice, which I think he deserves. So now later in the race, lap 9 is with the same guy, but the opposite way round. He's behind him now. And look, he sort of tries to go for the dive bomb there, has to brake, totally messes up his entry. Half a second for cutting the corner, slows himself down, just stupidity. And then now, onto the final lap. Little bit of karma coming into play again now. So he messes up that corner there, and he's going to run wide again, and he's going to have the same as that Lambo earlier and hits that wall, which I think from the way he was driving, karma biting him in the arse there. But then now we're going to get on to a load of chicane of death incidents. So you see there, a little bit of contact. I don't think that was really deliberate there. So TT's on the outside of the Polish guy in the Ferrari here. They try and go too wide. They have a little bit of contact there. He ends up going into the wall, and the Ferrari ends up into that wall. So then look from on board with the Ferrari, he taps the French guy. Don't think he meant it. He then gets a tap from the French guy on the outside. He's got the inside line. French guy here chooses not to back out. They make a little bit of contact there. Messes up his line, he has to brake. He's in totally wrong line and he hits the chicane of death. So then now this is me again. So me and the Viper here, side by side, neither of us back out. I decide to back out, and then he messes up his line and bang into the wall, but distracts me and I go into the wall, so I lose a place as well. And again here the TT and the Lambo both brake ridiculously late. To be honest, naughty from the Italian, but I don't think the Lambo was stopping either anyway. German gets past, little bit of contact there, then he gets contact from behind, gets a 1 second penalty and then ends up in the wall. So you could say that's a little bit of karma maybe. As you see there was no way the Lambo was stopping anyway without the contact, but it was still a naughty move. Both of them have braked way too late. So now we're sort of double side by side. He gives him a contact, lets the Italian pass, and there we go, the TT ends up in the wall. So now the Viper here, he's watching the two cars in front go too wide. They make a bit of contact, hit the wall. Viper then ends up hitting into him and hits the German into the wall. So again, another reason, don't go too wide, because even if you do nothing wrong, you could still come off worse. And then this is the worst one, this is me. I tried to back out, but a bit late because we were in a group. Gave him a small bit of contact and I'm the one that came off worse, but he didn't come off very well either. So you see here from my point of view, I leave it late, sort of half back off there, but just give him a contact. I get spun from behind then because we're in a close pack and cars just come flying past. He goes into the wall there, and then I get smashed from behind as well. We'll watch it from further back, so they're too wide as well behind us. So he makes contact with him, he's then really close to us, so as soon as we make contact, he's then hitting into me, gets a 4 second, which I think is a bit harsh, but again, you could say he kind of deserves it, but you could say me and the other guy deserve one as well, but we came off worse, he did get through clear, so, and then the Viper gets away, luckily without getting a penalty, so, but I think I maybe caused a little bit of the carnage in that one, maybe left it a bit too late to back out because we were in a group, but hope you enjoyed that video. Let me know your thoughts on any of the incidents in the comments below, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.